Welcome, everybody. This is D. Darrell Spears with D. Darrell Life Solutions. This is another chance for us to discuss issues in regards to Black mental health on the D. Darrell Life Solutions channel. Today, we're going to discuss the tendency of Black people with mental illness to share their story on social media. For those who have followed me and who have followed me consistently over the last, I would say, 6 years of doing content. I started doing content back in the first of 2017. And particularly once I've entered into certain sectors, I have always reinforced that people avoid sharing intimate information, experiences about themselves, personal health related information, particularly mental health. I have argued with several people. I've had discussions. There are people now that don't want to talk to me because I get on them free for talking about mental health issues and their treatment. Social media is not a place to discuss your symptomology, to discuss your experiences. I would never encourage any of my clients to post their information on social media. Never would, never will. And that's just my preference. Now, there are other therapists who would talk about and process you should be at a certain functional level and you should do this and that before you decide, or they would want to process what you're going to talk about and what those limitations should be. That's great. I don't have a problem with those who choose that route. But for me as a professional, if a client asks me, hey, I appreciate the improvements that I have made over the last 6 months. I'm better now. I'm happy. I'm a better me. I would love to post this to be an inspiration to other people. I'm going to say no. I don't think you should do that. I know we're in generations where people want to post everything about their life, but I'm going to stand by my professional opinion. And the reason or the risk, particularly if you are a person who is a content creator, a popular content creator, or you have a following. You don't know how other people who don't like you are going to respond. I have seen people weaponize another person's mental health issue, their information. I've seen people weaponize it. I have seen people who are stable, and once they began divulging information, and people utilize it to harm them, they became sicker again. I've seen people have suicidal attempts behind YouTube. So no, that's just my professional opinion. Doesn't necessarily represent every therapist because there are those who probably, hey, I'm gonna monitor you through it. We're gonna process it weekly. We'll see how it goes. As far as what's the effect of it, is there a positive effect of you doing this? Hey, and I agree, there can be a positive effect. But there's also a risk of a negative effect that can outweigh the positive effect. So I'm saying in the perspective in the best interest of my client. And a lot of times, guys, as a therapist, our recommendation is not going to be received by the client in a positive manner all the time. And many clients don't follow. They may decide not to follow, or they'll make their own decision. Now, if you're going to ask me, I can't, and me not recommending it, I let them know you have the right to do whatever you want. But as your therapist, I have the right to tell you the risk. And my risk, and those risks are the reason why I choose to discourage people from doing it. It's not just because it's my opinion, it's that I, as a content creator and as a therapist, which have created gray areas where I've had people who told psychiatric information about themselves email me, and they went into a tailspin. They had episodes. They were not in a good place. That's just the facts. And every year it seems like it increases more and more. I look at stuff on TikTok. You see things on TikTok about people talking about mental health. You see a ton of it on YouTube. You see it on Facebook. Nothing's wrong with telling your story, even about your mental health battles, if you are in a state of high functioning and you don't allow that backlash or potential issues to influence your mental health. If you can deal with the criticism of people saying stuff, or people teasing you and writing stuff about it, or saying that you're lying, they don't believe you, you can handle that, then by all means. But a lot of people the sensitivity towards these type of statements geared negatively towards you, many don't handle it as well. But there is a tendency, I understand the fact that you're doing this can be a benefit to other people. You're also teaching them about mental health. It could be educational. It can be inspirational to others. For yourself, it can alleviate stress, worries. It can be a way of coping with issues. The fact that you're able to openly discuss it. But there are negative risks, and we cannot ignore those risks. So I just wanted to give a discussion about that, because I want people to understand that you don't have to tell your business to the world, particularly your mental health or physical health business. You don't have to tell personal issues. You can talk vaguely and briefly about things that are going on with you without giving all of the integral details. So this is D. Durrell.